So hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. So we have seen various conditional statements, that is if, simple if, and if elif, nested if, and if elif else, right? So in the last class. So today we will be seeing repetition, a repetition or iteration. Okay. So basically, what it is? A repetitive statement is used to repeat a group of programming instructions. Programming instructions is nothing but code. So for example, if you want to repeat a line, a sequence of code for number of times, you need to write for loop or while loop, and we need to write statements inside them. So what, let us see what is for loop, what is while loop. Okay, so basically we will be using the concept of iteration to repeat statements. Okay, so in Python we generally have two loops or repetitive statements. Loops is also nothing but repetition. Okay, so first one is for loop and next one is while loop. Okay, so let us see what is for loop. A, a for loop is used to iterate over a sequence that is either a list, tuple, dictionary, or a set. We can execute a set of statements once for each item in a list, tuple, or a dictionary. So let us understand what is this statement with a with an example of flowchart. For example, for condition, if the condition is false, that nothing will happen. For if the condition is false, then automatically it will go to the output and it will print nothing. Okay, and if the condition is satisfied, the kind of code will be running in a cycle for a number of times, the number which we need to provide. Okay, so if the condition is satisfied, it goes around here and it will run the code, and it comes back to the condition. It checks again. If the condition is satisfied once again, it will execute the code again, or else it will just stop the execution. Okay, so let us see what is a for loop. So let us open a Visual Studio Code, and these are the programs which we did in the last class. So what you're going to do is just write Control N and save, and let us write for loop.py. Okay, so let us see. Let us take an example for I in range. So this is the syntax of for loop. I will explain you the whole syntax. Just let me write the code. Comma 5. Hello world. Okay, so we got 4 times hello world. So let us see how the code is being executed, and let us also see the syntax. For, so for is the keyword which we will use for loop. Okay, and I is nothing but a variable, just a variable. Okay, and we can write anything here. You can write your any alphabet, or you can also write underscore there. Okay, that is just for identifying. Okay, you can write anything. I have written I in keyword, and we'll also write range. Range is nothing but in the range of 1 comma 5. Okay, so you, what the thing you need to remember is here this 5 will be not included. Okay, so left side the 1 will be included, and right side 5 will not be included. That is nothing but for example, if you're having 1 comma n, and the statements will be executed for 1 comma n minus 1 times. Okay, so that is nothing but if you write 5 here, and you need to subtract 1 from it. Okay, what is 5 minus 1? 4. And what is the range? 1 to 4. That is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 numbers, right? So for 4 times this statement will be executed. After that the execution will stop. Okay, so have you guys understood? For I in range, for first, what is I first, what is the value given? 1. So for I equal to 1, this is being printed. Okay, and next I will be incremented is nothing but it will be added 1. Okay, so 1, what is 1 plus 1? 2. Okay, and 2 is in the range of 1 comma 5, right? So it will print again. So it will go on, check that one, and if we reach the limit here, if we reach the limit 5 minus 1, that is nothing but 4, and for 4 times it will be executed, and after that the execution of code will be stopped. Okay, so I hope you guys understood what is happening. So this is nothing but repetition of statements. So this is a for loop, and Let us also see the use of for loop in lists and many other things. Okay, so let me just comment out this one. So let us take an example. List, we have already discussed what are the different data types in Python, right? So list is nothing but just open square brackets and you can write any data type inside that one, multiple. Okay, so let us just write 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 5. Okay, so for example, if you, what happens, just let me show you. Just printer, directly the list is being printed, right? For example, if you want to print only the numbers, you don't want any square brackets or these commas, you want only numbers. So what you're going to do is, we can use a for loop here. You can just write like this, right? L of 0. We have also discussed the concept of indexing, right? 0 is nothing but the first position, 1 is nothing but the second position, right? So what will you guys do if you want to ignore all the commas and square brackets? Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, and just write 1 2 3 and 4, and if you run it, you're getting the output 1 2 3 4 and 5. But we are repeating the same thing, right? We are repeating the same print statement, we are repeating the same L, and just we are just changing the number, only changing the number, remaining all the statements are same, right? So to minimize these things, so to minimize the number of lines of codes, we'll be using loops. That is nothing but doing the same thing but only slight change. There we can use for loop. Okay, so what you do is for I in range. So let us first store the length n equal to len, and just pass L here. That is nothing but it will return the length of the list. What is length? Number of elements inside a list. Okay, what is the number of elements? 5, right? For I in range, what are you going to do? The indexing starts from 0, right? 0 comma n. Okay, and put a colon, just write print L, open the square brackets, and put I here. Let us see what happens. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so let me show you how we got this output. First, we took a list, and after that, n equal to len of L. What is the length of L? That is nothing but 5. Okay, so for I in range 0 comma 5. Okay, so 5 is not included. What is 5? 5 minus 1, 4. So up to 4 times this will be executed. First, for I equal to 0. Okay, we are starting from 0, right? So just put 0 here. L of 0, 1. And after that, it will be incremented. What is 0 plus 1? 1. Here, in the place of I, 1 will come. And after that, in place of I, 2 will come. Similarly, it will go up to 4 and it will check the range here. Our range is up to 4 only, right? So for 4 times it will execute, that is but 5 times. 0 is also included, right? 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, so total 5. 5 times it will be executed and it will print the list. Okay, so you can do the similar thing for string as well. So let us take an example. String, let us run. There you go, string. Okay, so this is how you can use for loop, and let us see an example combined with for loop and if loop, if conditions, right? So we have seen this. Let us just keep this one. We can use triple quotes for commenting, triple quotes for using for multiple comment. Okay, so the whole thing is commented out. So let us say take an example of a list L equal to, let us take 3 same numbers, and now what we're going to do is for I in, so we are writing a program to check the each number in the list is even number or odd number. Okay, so what we're going to do for I in range, just let us find the length first, n equal to len of L, and let us pass 0 comma n. And now let us use our knowledge of last class, that is nothing but if else, right? What we're going to do, just if L of I mod 2 double equal to 0, then print that one even number. Else, if the condition is not satisfied, print odd number. So let me show you what is happening here. Odd number, even number, odd number, even number, odd number. So let me show you what is happening here. So first we have taken a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have taken n equal to len of L. That is nothing but length of the list. What is the length of the list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5 elements. So the length of the list is 5. So for I in range 0, comma 5. Okay. So if L of I mod 2 double equal to 0. So first I is equal to 0, right? We are starting from 0. What is L of 0? 1. Okay. What is 1 mod 2? That is not equal to 0. That is equal to 1, right? So we are printing that is an odd number since the condition is not satisfied. And next I will be incremented. So what is 0 plus 1? 1. What is there in the first index? 2. Okay. So this is 2. What is 2 mod 2? 0. That is nothing but if we divide 2 with 2, that is equal to 0, right? So I mean the remainder is 0. So then we are printing that it is an even number. And similarly it follows the same pattern. I equal to 2. Now what is I equal to 2? The value is 3. What is 3 mod 2? That is nothing but divide 3 with 2. You will be getting 1 as remainder. So it will check the condition whether it is equal to 0. It is not equal to 0. It is equal to 1, right? So this statement will not be executed. This statement will be executed that it is an odd number. So this is how you use the for loop. That is nothing for repeating similar statements. Okay, so this is for loop, and the accessing is just similar in list to tuple, and we have also seen the string example. Okay, so this is how you use for loop in various data types, and for loop is very useful. And we are going to see another thing also, that is while loop. Okay, so let's go back to PPT and let us see while loop. Okay, so let us see while loop. While loop is also similar to for loop. Okay, so it is also used to repeat the statements. In Python, while loops are used to execute a block of statements repeatedly until a given condition is satisfied. Then the expression is checked again. If it is still true, the body is executed again. Okay, so if the given condition is satisfied, it will execute the statements and it will check the statement again. And if the condition is satisfied again, then the statements will be printed, or else the execution will stop. Okay, so let us see the structure of while loop. Entering the while loop, and the condition will be there. If the condition is true, then body of while, that is nothing but the statements inside the while block will be executed, or else it will just exit the loop. That is nothing but it will just stop executing it. Okay, so let us go here now and let us open Control plus N, and now let us write while loop dot py. Okay, so we have seen all these things, and this is the last in the control and decision statements, that is iteration and for loop, and the last thing is while loop. So let us take x equal to 0. Let's take, or let's take I equal to 0. While, just I'm giving an example, while I is less than 5, print repeating statement and I equal to I plus 1. Okay, so let me just run it and let me explain you what is happening here. So first we have taken I equal to 0. Okay, and after that we have kept a while keyword will be used for while loop. Okay, and while I is less than 5. Okay, what is I equal to 0, right? 0 is less than 5, is it correct? Then yes, it is correct. So the statement here is executed, repeating statement. Okay, this is being executed. After that, what we are doing, I equal to I plus 1. What is I first? 0. I equal to 0 plus 1. What is 0 plus 1? 1, right? And now it will check again. What is I now? 1. 1 is less than 5. It is correct? Yes, it is correct. So it will print the statement again. So this statement is printed. And next we are incrementing I. Now what is I value? 2. Similarly, it will check it will print it and it will increment. What is I value now? 2 plus 1, 3. It will check up to 5 now. Okay, for example, it has done up to 4. Okay, so I equal to 3 plus 1 equal to 4 letters. Okay, and after that 4 is less than 5. It is correct, right? So it will be executed and I value will be 4 plus 1, that is equal to 5. Okay, so now 5 is less than 5. Is it correct? No, it's not correct. 5 is equal to 5, right? So since the given condition is no more satisfied, so the statements inside the while block will not be executed and the execution will stop. Okay, so this is while loop, and for loop and while loop are similar. They both are used for repeating a certain statements. Okay, so in while loop you need to give this condition explicitly. That is nothing but the user have to give the condition whether the variable should be incremented or decremented. Incrementation is nothing but adding, and decrementation is nothing but decreasing. In for loop, it is by default, so you need not to write that one. But in while loop, you need to write the conditions compulsorily, or else the execution will not stop. Because, for example, let me remove this thing. Let us run it. See, it is not stopping. See how many times it is executing. Okay, why it is behaving like that? Because I is equal to 0 while I is less than 5, print repeating statement. Right, so what it is doing, I is equal to 0, 0 is less than 5, it is checking the condition and printing it, and next it will check again, 0 is less than 5, it will print it and it will check again. So it is going on doing that one, and it will be going into an infinite loop. So there will be no end to an infinite loop. So make sure you need to give the condition explicitly. Okay, so whether to increment I value or to decrement I value. Okay, so this is while loop, and accessing the elements in list tuple will be the same. And let me just show you an example. Let us take a list. List equal to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. While let us take I equal to 0, and let us take n equal to length of L, while I is less than n, print L of I. Now let me run this. It is being run. Okay, so we forgot to increment the value, that is I equal to I plus 1, and now it is executed. Okay, so even these statements are being executed. So what is happening is the repeating statement is will be executed for 5 times. Okay, so this repeating statement is executed 5 times. After executing this one, we are creating a list with the numbers 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I have taken a variable I equal to 0 and n equal to len of L. That is nothing but length of the list. What is the length of list? 5. Okay, there are 5 numbers inside one, so the length is 5. Okay, and after that we are writing a while loop. While I is less than n. Okay, 0 is less than the length of the list. What is the length of the list? 5. 0 is less than 5. We are printing it L of I, that nothing but L of 0. What is L of 0? 5. And we are incrementing the I value, I equal to I plus 1, that is nothing but I equal to 0 plus 1. So that's this will be repeated, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these will be executed. And let us do an example of one more in while loop, and let us write while loop 2.py. First let us take a number input, number equal to input, enter a number. Okay, so what shall we do is, while, let us create an infinite loop. I will be showing a new concept here. While 1 is not equal to 0, you can keep any condition which is not true. 1 is not equal to 0, it is always correct, right? It is always correct. So what you're going to do is, let us write an if condition. If number is equal to 5, print it equals 5, and let us use break. I will explain you what is break here. Okay, else, okay, else condition is not such. Else print number is not equal to 5, and now let us take the input again. Number equal to int of input, enter the number again. Okay, so let us run it. Enter a number. Let us 7. Enter the number again. 5. It equals 5. So what is happening is, so first we are taking an input, that is number equal to int of input of enter a number, and we are creating an infinite loop. 1 is not equal to 0. I have written it is always true. Okay, 1 is not equal to 0. So the while loop is infinite loop, so it will not stop. And I have given an if condition here. If number is equal to 5, it will print it equals 5, just a statement. After that, break is nothing but if you want to exit the loop, if you want to leave the loop, you need to write break. Okay, so just write break and it will exit the loop. Okay, so if the number is equal to 5, it will print this statement, and after that we are keeping break. Okay, so break is used to skip the total iterations of loop. Okay, it can be used in for loop and it can also be used in while loop. Okay, so once it prints it, it will just break out of the loop. And if the number is not equal to 5, what we are doing, we are printing the number is not equal to 5, and we are taking the input again. Okay, so we are taking the input again, and we are asking the user to enter the number again. Once we enter the number again, it will start from the here, and it will check again. If the number is equal to 5, it will print and it will go out of the loop because of break statement. Or else it will print number is not equal to 5, and it will ask the user to enter the number again. So if what happened, if we enter the number first, initially we have entered 7. Okay, the given condition is not satisfied, it will print this statement, number is not equal to 5, and it will ask the user for input again, that is enter the number again. And this time I have entered 5, and it will go here and it will check if number is equal to 5. Yes, it is equal to 5. It will print it equals 5, and after that we are using break is nothing but we are going out of the loop. Okay, so this is how you use break inside for loop and while loop. For loop is also totally similar if you want to use break. Okay, so this is the thing which we learned today, that is for loop, while loop, and how the infinite while loop can be used. Okay, so let us see functions in our next class, and if you guys have any kind of doubt, just don't hesitate to ask us, and we'll be there for you to assist. Okay, thank you.